Our world lead now, a very disturbing report by UNICEF. The African terrorist group Boko Haram is forcing children, especially young girls, to become suicide bombers. The report released today says that in the past 2 years, 1 in 5 suicide bombers deployed by that terrorist group has been a child, usually a girl, some as young as 8 years old. Today's report dovetails with a rather grim anniversary. Just 2 years ago this week, Boko Haram kidnapped more than 200 school Nigeria, launching, of course, a worldwide Bring Back Our Girls hashtag campaign. Let's bring in CNN senior international correspondent David McKenzie live in Johannesburg, South Africa. David, do we know how many of the girls kidnapped 2 years ago were freed or even located?
Well, Jake, the sad reality is none of those girls have been freed, despite the U.S.-backed campaign to go in there and squeeze Boko Haram. We don't know exactly where they are either, though there is fears that some of them might have been killed in aerial attacks of their stronghold. Jake?
Boko Haram kidnaps continue to happen virtually every day. The conditions into which these young girls are forced actually causes them to volunteer to become suicide bombers?
Well, it's hard to really grasp that, Jake, but yes, we just got back from the far northern part of Cameroon. That area is where most of these attacks by children, especially girls, in that UNICEF report have taken place. And we met a young woman who spent 2 years kidnapped by Boko Haram. She said in the forest stronghold, they would come to them, ask them, can they do these suicide attacks, and they would volunteer. But it's not because they were brainwashed, she said. It's because the conditions, the sexual abuse, the bombing from the Nigerian military, so awful that they really had no choice. Take a listen.
But it was just because they want to run away from Boko Haram. If they give them a suicide bomb, then maybe they would meet soldiers and tell them, I have a bomb on me, and they would remove the bomb. Perhaps they can run away.
So they were volunteering. So volunteering to die, Jake, so that maybe they can live.
That's just such a heartbreaking story. David McKenzie.